Femi, that's not the way.
That's the rule. That's the rule.
When did this one start?
Sarafina, do you like Chidebere?
Yes, I like him.
So let me welcome him. Hello, Chidebere. How are you doing?
Femi, it's good to see you. But Sarafina, were you trying to question the boss?
I was asking. I'm part of this team. I was trying to find out when.
There's a way to ask questions.
I was trying to find out when.
And this is why I have a problem with you.
I wasn't informed.
This is why I have a problem with you, Sarafina. I can't be here and then you're asking questions. You should direct the questions to me.
Really now?
Don't bother Femi with those questions. He has bigger management things to think about.
If you have questions, ask Adam.
Okay.
End of story.
Yes, I will.
And don't touch fruits. We're not asked to touch.
Boss, this one is in the fruit.
Even the fruit are forbidden. Alright guys, let us meet the contestants in this first quarterfinal. It's Battle 40 in the series. Battle 40. And let's meet the guys. Contestant number 1. And I believe Prosper is contestant number 1 for the night. Yes, Prosper Ubani. Businessman. Liverpool supporter globally. Eyimba supporter locally. He stays at Alabo Kunwa Bulio Waterside Badagry Expressway, Lagos. He represents Amuwo Dauphin. On Twitter, he is at Prosper Ubani 1. At Instagram, he is at Limit Ubani. Prosper Ubani, welcome to the quarters. What did I just hear? Welcome to the quarters. How are you?
Good evening, Lagos. Good evening, Femi. Good evening, the gang. I'm excited to be here once again. It's just been surreal for me.
Surreal?
So I'm just enjoying.
Finally. And you get to go into the first of the battles for the final 8.
Yeah.
Knowing the significance of it. It's never easy, and you are contestant 1 on the night.
Yeah.
Are you pumped?
We'll see.
Let's meet his contestants. D-May, they call him. He's a retail marketing, podcasting, TikTok vlogger, supporting AC Milan, globally Rivers United, locally stays somewhere at Aliu Animation Avenue, Lekki Phase 1. He represents Etiosa. He is I am D-May on Twitter and on Instagram, which is what his friends call him. Full name Daniel Nwagbogwu. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing?
Hi, Femi. Good evening. Good evening to the guys, the judges. Good evening to Prosper. It's good to be here. I just want to enjoy the moment. That it has been fun all through, so I just want to enjoy the moment.
You're good to go.
Yes, I'm
What
good.
do your friends call you more, Daniel or Nkim? Do more people call you Daniel or do more people call you Nkim?
Okay, only my mom calls me Nkem.
Okay.
A few people call me Daniel. A lot of people call me D-May.
D-May.
Yes.
Okay. Why? Where did that come from?
Are you sure it's not Dimeji?
No, it's not Dimeji. It's a French name.
Okay.
It means free-hearted.
Oh.
So I got the name out of reading something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for a long time, people just knew you as D-May.
Yes.
What does your dad call you though?
He called me my son.
Your dad calls you your son?
Yes.
Even when he wants to lick you? Because, he was not going to call you that when you've been naughty and he wants to discipline.
He hardly called me by my name. Yes, just.
Wow.
Femi is shocked.
Yeah, there's this thing with daddies, man. I don't understand. My dad used to shout, "Don't fun!" Well, okay. Pleasure. Welcome, daddy's son.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be streaming live on Facebook, streaming live on YouTube, streaming live on the Nigeria Info mobile app, streaming live everywhere on the planet, streaming live on Twitter, because the YouTube feed will be there. And you'll be voting on Facebook and Twitter. And Sarafina, Chidi, Chuma, and myself will come here and open these quarterfinal battles. And we'll see these things through tonight. 2 battles for the night. 2 people going home. 2 people into the semis. You can't wait to find out. All of that right after this. Welcome to the battle. Battle 40 on Battle Night 20. It pits Prosper Ubani against Daniel Nwagbogwu. It's Prosper versus D-May or Daniel. Battle topic for the night. Raheem Sterling, an upgrade for Chelsea? Yes or no? Threw that into our cauldron. And out came yes for Prosper and no for Daniel. Raheem Sterling is an upgrade for Chelsea, says Prosper. Nope, he's not, says Daniel. I'll give both gentlemen a minute each. A minute each to argue out their case. A minute each to argue out their case. To introduce their argument. And because they are in the quarterfinal, I will give both of them 1 minute each after the opening argument to respond to one another. 1 minute for opening for each of you, and then 1 minute each to respond to each other, and then 5 minutes of head-to-head, and 2 minutes of closing arguments. Is that clear? 9 callers will determine your fate, same as in the round of 16. The only difference is an additional minute for response before you go head-to-head. Are we clear, gentlemen? I'd like to hear you.
Yes.
You're clear?
Yeah.
Prosper, your contestant number 1. Once again, is Raheem Sterling an upgrade for Chelsea? You say yes, he is. I'm setting your clock for a minute, and you can try and convince us starting now.
Since 2014, when Raheem Sterling won the Golden Boy Award, he has continued to go up from there. He has won 12 trophies, which includes 4 Premier League titles, PFA Young Player of the Year, Football Writer Player of the Year. He has been in the Premier League Team of the Season 3 times. He has scored 154 goals in 468 appearances. So that means he scores 1 goal in every 3 games. Since the 2016-2017 EPL season, he has scored 85 goals. That is the 6th most goals of any player during that period of time. So he has scored more goals than is expected by 3.2 goals. And his conversion rate, the rate at which he scored goals, is close to that of Mohamed Salah, because he has converted 63 out of his 132 big chances. So that means he has a better conversion rate than Bernardo Silva, Gabriel Jesus, Riyad Mahrez, Sadio Mane. So Raheem Sterling is going to be an upgrade for Chelsea.
Thank you for your opening comments. Well noted, Prosper. It is time to listen to Daniel's opening comments. After Daniel's opening comments, you will be allowed a minute to respond to Daniel's opener. And Daniel will be given a minute to respond to your response. Daniel, are you ready to go?
Yes, please.
For 1 minute, you can commence.
Thank you, Femi. When you said, is Raheem Sterling an upgrade for Chelsea, I say a big no. If you talk about upgrade, what are the things you look at when you talk about upgrade? You look at the model, you look at the price, and you look at the ease of use. If you talk about the model, you look at Sterling. The model and style of play is similar to Werner, Hudson-Odoi, and Pulisic. For this reason, he is not an upgrade. If you look at the price, Timo Werner was bought for £47.6 million, Pulisic for £58 million, ZH for £33.3 million. And if you check the average, it's around £46.7 million. The same proposed money that they want to spend on Sterling. And it's the same grade. And you and I know that if you want to buy an upgrade, you have to see a player do very well the previous season. A hot player, and you know those players don't come cheap. So for that price, Sterling is not an upgrade. When you talk about ease to use, is Sterling flexible? Unlike Havertz and Werner for Chelsea. For this reason, Sterling is not an upgrade for Chelsea.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Opening comments registered and noted. Thank you. Thank you very much. So the 2 opening comments done. Prosper. Again, in response to you And in his opening, Daniel had fired a couple of salvos. Do you wish to respond?
Absolutely.
I'll give you a minute. Let's hear your response.
Yeah, first of all, Daniel, you said Sterling has a similar style of play to Werner, Pulisic, and the other players. That's absolutely not true, because Sterling can play anywhere across the front three, and he can even play the number 10 role, which is not what you can say of Werner, what's his name, Pulisic, and the others. They are not the same. So in terms of flexibility, where you say he's not flexible, you're actually wrong. That's not true, because even for England and for Manchester City, even while he was at Liverpool, he played at right back at one point. So Sterling is very flexible when it comes to flexibility. In fact, he's more flexible than any player in Chelsea's front three. So, and you were saying an upgrade is flexibility and all this. I don't. That's not upgrade. Upgrade is when you're bringing something better than what you already have. That's an upgrade. And Sterling is far better than whatever Chelsea has now or had before. The only player you can compare when it comes to his records is Frank Lampard. Apart from him, there's no other Chelsea player before and now that you can compare to Sterling.
Thank you very much. That was Prosper responding to Daniel's opening comments. Now, Daniel, you heard Prosper. Do you wish to respond to Prosper?
Yes, please.
So I'll reset the clock again for you for a minute. You can respond starting now.
You talk about the start of Sterling. Sterling has had start. I won't take it away from him. But is Sterling on form? Sterling did not play did not start the most of the biggest matches played last season for City, against Arsenal, against Liverpool, against Manchester United home and away, against Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, against Real Madrid in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Sterling did not start. The two last games that won them the league, Sterling did not start. So where are you bringing your start from? When you talk about versatility, you have it in Pulisic, who has played right back, left back, wing back, all the whole backs. You have Ziyech, who has played all the whole wing back, right back, the wing backs, and you have Kai Havertz, who has played everywhere in front. So for that, I say you're lying there. You didn't bring your start right. Sterling has been played all through the front, but has not been effective than playing from the right wing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and you ended just in time. Applause in order. So, gentlemen, you've been given a minute each to respond to one another. Are you happy? Are you comfortable? Should we move on to your closing remarks? Closing remarks? Oh, okay.
We have to. We have to battle head to head now.
Okay.
We have to
I
go
just
head
thought
to
maybe you were satisfied. You didn't need the head to head. All right. For 5 minutes, gentlemen, Prosper and Daniel, let's argue this matter out. Starting now.
So you said Sterling doesn't start games. That's a very good reason why he's better than or whatever Chelsea has. Wait, let me finish.
Hold on.
I'll give you a chance to talk.
Okay.
Now, because he doesn't start games, he has this amount of goals. And Chelsea front
you have to
are
buy
regulars. Whenever they are fit. But Sterling, because of Guardiola's heavy rotation, that's why Sterling doesn't start.
Okay.
Remember that was why
I've given you 10 seconds. I've given you 10 seconds. Sterling has not played ahead of Foden. No matter how you rotate City, Foden will play. Bernardo will play. So you don't talk about. Hold on. You don't talk about that.
And I'm telling you,
the start
Sterling has a better conversion rate than Bernardo Silva, than Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez is still in City. Bernardo Silva is still in City.
But Mahrez is playing.
Sterling wanted to leave the season before now.
Why is Foden playing? Why is Foden playing?
He wanted to leave the season before now.
Why is Foden playing?
Because he wasn't getting
Why is
the time
Foden
he
playing?
wanted. Why did Leroy Sané
playing?
Did Leroy Sané leave because
why is Foden playing? If Foden can play ahead,
did Leroy Sané leave
can play ahead? If
It depends on what the coach wants.
It doesn't depend on what the coach wants.
In terms of delivery, Raheem Sterling has delivered. In fact, Raheem Sterling has more chances, better numbers than
City creates more chances.
Attackers there that you can call.
City creates more chances.
He has better numbers than
Chelsea. And if he goes to Chelsea, he will be find out.
Because City creates more chances.
In 5 chances, only will score one.
Gentlemen, would like to hear you.
Sterling will score one.
He knows
out of 5 chances. Out of 5 chances.
And
Sterling will score one.
And Kane that scores goals.
And in Chelsea,
miss more goals.
And in Chelsea cannot have
his
rate.
conversion rate.
Chelsea
is close to that of Salah. Which player in Chelsea can you say has a conversion rate to Salah?
Chelsea does not average 5 chances.
So that's where the problem is.
Chelsea does not in the whole season. So Sterling does not have that leverage to come and miss chances. He does not have that leverage. He does not have that leverage.
So even if he doesn't score, he gives a lot of assists.
Chelsea have bunch of players in this conversion.
When it comes
but
to
when you talk about upgrade, you are talking about Chelsea has lost defenders.
I will tell you
how. Gentlemen, I cannot hear you.
When you talk about upgrade, I allow you to talk. You don't allow that. When you talk about upgrade, no. When you talk about upgrade, Chelsea has defending issues. They have striker issues, and you are bringing Sterling. They have bunch of wing backs. They have wingers everywhere. He's a lot. He can't be a centre forward.
What's his?
Sterling is not centre forward.
He plays centre forward.
He's Sterling is centre forward. He's Sterling is centre forward. But Chelsea has lost Lukaku. Chelsea has lost Lukaku and Chelsea does not have defenders. And you bring wingers that has Pulisic. You have Pulisic. You have Ziyech. You have Timo Werner.
Let me ask you
all these guys. All these guys. Werner came with a better start.
Timo Werner
came with a better start than Sterling.
He played in Bundesliga. You cannot compare Bundesliga.
You cannot even say that. He came with a better numbers.
So if he has numbers,
he came with a better numbers. So that cannot be cast on stone. It cannot be cast on stone that Sterling has performed.
Sterling is not a one season
wonder. Lukaku performed in Inter. He cannot be cast on stone that Sterling has continued
at Liverpool.
No,
he has done it at Man City.
No,
he's still going to do it at Chelsea.
He has not done it
and because
you have to
better record.
A player.
Okay, now let me
a player need to be on form to say the player is upgrading.
Which Chelsea player?
Sterling is not on form for you to say he's an upgrade.
Better than Raheem Sterling.
Sterling is not on form. Chelsea player now to go. Why did City not allow Foden or Mahrez?
Compare him to one player in Chelsea. You can't.
Or De Bruyne to go.
You can't compare him with one attacker.
Why is City not allowing De Bruyne to go?
If you cannot compare him with one person.
Why is Sterling left? Why is Sterling not allowing De Bruyne to go? Why is City not allowing De Bruyne to go? No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. He's not having playing chance.
This is a World Cup year.
He's not good enough.
He has to play.
He's not good enough.
And he has better numbers than those.
He's not good enough. Yes.
Somebody is on the bench and has better number than those stats. I say he's not good enough.
If he was good enough, he would have been playing last season.
On the coach.
He's not good enough.
He wanted to leave.
He's not good enough. Now, if it's also depending on the coach, why does the coach? Why does the coach?
Good enough. You tell us why. Don't just say somebody's not good
enough. He's not good enough because
he has better numbers than those that are playing.
If he's not good enough,
and if he's not good enough, why is he having better numbers? Even coming from the bench.
Okay. Why?
Now the season
why is De Bruyne having better start than him? De Bruyne has better start than him.
2019-2020.
Foden has better start than him.
He scored 20
Foden
goals.
has better start than him.
He scored 20 goals.
Foden has better start than.
Has Foden scored 20 Premier League goals?
When you talk about an upgrade, you have to talk about the player coming from the season. What did he do last season?
He did well.
What did he do last season? What did he do last season? He didn't do enough to compare to Chelsea. Chelsea has wingers who scored 11 goals.
Whatever Chelsea has,
Lukaku scored 15 goals. So it's not an upgrade. It's not an upgrade.
It's better than whatever they have and whatever they have now.
It's not an upgrade. It's not an upgrade. Chelsea have experience. Chelsea have experience. And Chelsea have all the players. Arsenal boy, Pulisic and
gentlemen,
like him.
Gentlemen, thank you. The head-to-head is over. I'll set the clock for 2 minutes for each of you to close your arguments where we can hear you without cudgels, knives, daggers drawn, and all of this, if you do not mind. Prosper, are you ready for your closing absolutely. 2 minutes? So your clock is set. 2 minutes. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So let the record reflect that you have 2 minutes to finish out. Let's go.
Now, if you want to say somebody's an upgrade, you have to compare him with what you already have now. In 2019-2020 season, he scored 20 goals. And Messi Mount scored 7. Pulisic scored 9. 2020-21 season, he scored 10 goals. Messi Mount scored 6. Pulisic scored 4. Ziyech scored 2. Havertz scored 4. This season that just passed, that 2021-22 season, he scored 13 goals. Messi Mount scored 11. Mason Mount is the best player in Chelsea. Have that in your mind. Then Pulisic scored 6. Ziyech scored 4. Havertz scored 8. And of course, Lukaku, 50 liters of sweat. That one scored 8 goals. When you compare, that's how you know if somebody is an upgrade. It's not by just shouting. No. Look at the records. The records are there. And he has done this consistently for Man City, which means he's going to replicate the same thing at Chelsea. Nothing is going to stop him. And then you look at his numbers in assists. He gives a lot of assists. So that means, check Man City, most of the penalties they get is from Sterling. And if you bring the goals, 13 goals he scored last season and add it up to Chelsea's goals last season, which was 74, they'll be closer to Man City and Liverpool. So that means if he comes to Chelsea, he's actually going to upgrade them. And now you see the beautiful thing about Sterling. His injury record is second to none. He hardly has injury. It's not Ziyech and Pulisic. Those ones are biscuit bone. You don't even have to clear themselves or tackle them hard before they get injured. And how can you be a good player if you're not injured? You can't be consistent. That is why Sterling has been consistent. His injury record is very good. Imagine a player who has played for 3 seasons and only missed 10 games through injury. Come on, there are not much players like that outside. And another beautiful thing about Sterling is his age. He's just 27 years. For all the experience he has, for all the trophies he has, for everything he's done, he's just 27 years. So which means he still has like 8 years or 10 years in him. So which means he can actually leave Chelsea as a legend. And when it comes to flexibility, he's so flexible. And if you check his stats, there's no Chelsea legend apart from Frank Lampard that comes close to it. Didier Drogba only has 104 goals in Premier League. Sterling already has 109 at this age. And Drogba is legend. Even Hazard, you can't compare him to Sterling. So let's talk about that. He's an upgrade for Chelsea. That's the point.
Thank you very much for your closing argument, Prosper. It is recorded. It is noted. You've done your part. And eventually the audience will decide. Daniel has to finish his own part. Daniel, are you ready for your closing argument?
Yes, please.
2 minutes are afforded you. I've set the clock and it begins to chime now.
Sterling coming to Chelsea is just a replica of what they already have. When you talk about an upgrade, Chelsea has defensive issues. They've lost 2 players. Alonso and Caesar is already on the flanks to leave. Now you now have striker. They don't have a striker. You are bringing a player who a team already has flock, dozens, permit me to use that word, of that exact talent in Sterling to bring. We have Ziyech, Odoi, Pulisic, Werner. These players are already there. Why do you want to cloud the team with players? An upgrade is when you have a player that you don't have at the moment. With all due respect to Arsenal, seeing Jesus join Arsenal, you will understand that compared to what they already have, Jesus is an upgrade. Seeing Haaland join City, knowing that space is vacant, you will know that is an upgrade to City. You can't say Sterling, even with all his stats, to come to a team that already has flocks of the same set and the same mind of players. That is not an upgrade. The best games in last season, this guy did not play. He started from the bench. And you are coming here to tell me that he's an upgrade for Chelsea. Chelsea are known to go for players for the big money. They don't go for players who the team are already discarded. For Chelsea to go for him that is already discarded from City means that he is not an upgrade. He's not he himself wants to play in the. Sterling already knows that he has slim chance to play in Pep Guardiola's team than Tuchel. He wants to go and try his luck in Israel because there is no space in Egypt. That is exactly for Chelsea and Sterling in this transfer saga. Sterling is the best person that he has a lot to gain than Chelsea. Chelsea are not to gain in this transaction because Sterling, Chelsea already has flock of players. Every time they go in for players, Chelsea, they go for the big guns and they spend their money in Lukaku, in Werner. They go out and spend money. But for a team like City to say, please go, just know that team does not need Sterling anymore. And from the previous season, his start does not count. Now, for all this, I say no to Chelsea, no to Sterling as an upgrade to Chelsea.
Thank you very much. And now the debate, the battle is officially over. Officially over. It was a battle worthy of a quarterfinal. Prosper versus Daniel. And now it is decision time. You heard the debates. Prosper starting first each time. And, of course, going to Daniel. We are a little over a minute away from our first break, and we would want to expect that the voting would have commenced. I noticed that the voting is now ramping up on social media. The lines are also buzzing, meaning you cannot wait to vote. Prosper or Daniel, who took it for you? We'll do that when we come after this break. Chidebere is itching to vote.
Femi, I'm not itching to vote. This has been the best argument. The point's too much. I think it's been the best so far.
Okay.
For me, this should be the final.
It's the quarterfinal.
This should be the final.
Yeah, they didn't get to the quarterfinal by chance. All right. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. You will see their names, Prosper and Daniel. Click on either name to vote for either party, just underneath the battle topic. We are streaming on YouTube. You'll find a live stream of YouTube on our official Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM. You'll find a separate poll to determine who impressed you more after the subject, Prosper or Daniel. Click on either name to vote. We're also live streaming on the Nigeria Info mobile app. You don't get to vote there, but you get to take us wherever you go. We are Femi and the gang. We'll be back. And when we come back right after this, it will be time to hear you decide via the phone lines, maximum of 9. And then we'll come to the panel right after this. We're back. And it's decision time. Sarafina, Chuma, Chidebere, I'm sure their minds are made up, or they are still, consulting with themselves individually, because we don't do multi-consultation here. Every man, you and your 20 points in your pocket, give it to whoever your conscience allows you to give it to. End of story. And if you do anyhow, the gods will show you anyhow. It's as simple as that. Chidebere adjusts. I've always been suspicious of this Chidebere. But before we come to those two guys, let us go to the home audience. A maximum of 9 of you heard Prosper and Daniel. All our lines are buzzing like crazy. How do you vote? It's the best of 9. Either of these guys only need 5 votes and it will be over. You can stretch it all the way. Maybe all 9 of you will have to decide. But we'll see how it goes. So who are our maximum of 9 voters? Let's go to the phone lines. We're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. We'll be coming there. We'll be tracking your votes. We're tracking your votes on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM for Prosper and for Daniel. The live stream is also on YouTube, which you'll find embedded on our Twitter handle. We are streaming this live on the Nigeria Info mobile app. You won't get to see us on the mobile app, but you get to see us on Facebook. You see us on Twitter, on YouTube. And you can take us with you everywhere you go. Sarafina is helping me for this particular process. Sarafina.
I got you.
Who's our first voter?
Okay, let's try this one.
Hello to you.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Femi.
Good evening and welcome. How are you?
Very well, fine, thank you. My name is Chinwe Nancy.
Welcome, Chinwe. You had Prosper and you had Daniel. Who stole your heart, Chinwe?
Femi, this is like the finals.
Not this nothing.
But I think Daniel has did a lot of work in his analysis, and my vote goes to him.
That's the second person.
Yes, Daniel. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chinwe. We appreciate. Daniel leads by 1. Who's voter number 2? Hi there. Good evening and welcome. Hello. I was just hearing a repeat broadcast. Hi there. Oh, come on. Hello, please turn down the volume on your set before you call. Hello, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Oga Femi.
Yes, please. How are you? Welcome, Friday.
I'm fine. Good evening, everybody in the house.
Welcome.
Yeah, this side is my Willie.
Go ahead. You had Prosper, you had Daniel.
Yeah. Yes, Oga Femi, I will go for Prosper because I never believe in Femi since he left Liverpool. I believe he's always a dancer because he needs so much chances. But with the fact and Prosper game tonight, he gave us enough fact. The goal scored by Chelsea player and Sterling ratio, scoring ratio compared to Daniel. Daniel was just mentioned he did not give enough fact. But for that, Oga Femi, I will vote for Prosper.
All right.
Despite not believing Sterling is a good player.
Thank you very much. So 1-1 between Prosper and Daniel. Who votes next? Hi there. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, please. Let's meet you. And how do you vote?
I vote for Daniel. This is Ifoma calling from Ikorodu.
Ifoma from Ikorodu. Daniel did
Yes,
it for
sir.
you.
Yes, he did it. He really did it really well. His points were really good.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate your votes. 2-1. Daniel lead. Hello. How are you doing?
Good evening, Oga.
Good evening and welcome.
On the line.
Welcome. You heard Prosper, you heard Daniel.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Prosper because of his closing arguments. He talked about the durability of Sterling, Sterling not really getting it there. And I think that's actually a factor. No disrespect to what Daniel actually said. I think Prosper for me, yeah.
Prosper. Thank you very much. 2-2. Who splits this gentleman? Hello. Not you. Let's try someone else. Who splits them?
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. It's a lady who splits them.
Yes.
How are you? Okay. Welcome. How are you today?
I'm fine.
You heard the debate. You heard the battle.
Yes.
Who won it for you? Was it Prosper or Daniel?
Daniel was leading, but in all, I'll go for Prosper because that's where they were shouting. I was not doing anything, but the closing argument, I'll go for Prosper.
Prosper took it for you via the closing argument. Thank you very much. And Prosper lead 3-2. Who is our sixth voter?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Femi.
Good evening to you. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Let's meet you.
My vote goes to Prosper.
Okay, you didn't tell us your name.
So my name is Francis.
Welcome, Francis. So Prosper for you, right?
Yes.
Prosper leads 4-2. Meaning the next vote could be consequential. Hi there.
Yeah, hello. This is Simon Blade.
Oh, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. Sterling can never be an upgrade to Chelsea, so my vote goes to Daniel. He's making a good point there.
Oh, he's made a good point. Is it because you agree with his position or because he impressed you enough?
He impressed me enough with his point, so I'll go with Daniel.
All right. Thank you very much. So Daniel takes that. 4-3. It's still an open game, but this could be the last vote. Hi there.
Hello.
Yes, please. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. Let's meet you. How do you vote? Prosper or Daniel?
I'll go with Daniel.
You go with Daniel.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. So 4-4 between these two fine gentlemen. We go to voter number 9. Who splits them? Will it be a woman? Let's find out. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
I knew women will always come in between men. Yeah.
That said me.
How are you?
I'm fine. This is Peculiar from Satellite Town.
Welcome, Peculiar.
Okay.
Peculiar, you understand the weight of
the
your vote.
head-to-head will be so crowded.
Peculiar.
So,
Peculiar.
hello. Yeah.
You do understand the weight of your vote. It's 20
I
points.
I do.
And you are going to give it to one of these two individuals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the head-to-head be so crowded, so but the closing remark from Prosper did it for me, so I'll go with Prosper.
Prosper takes it
based
on his closing remarks. Thank you very much. So by the slimmest of margins, Prosper will pocket 20 points available via the phone lines. That is the offering from the callers. They were split, but the majority went your way. So congratulations for 20 points in the kitty, but there are still 80 points to fight for. 60 of those in the pockets of two fine gentlemen and a beautiful lady in the studio with me. It's the lady who will go first. Sarafina, who do you give your 20? Prosper or Daniel?
Can we move this battle to the final, please? Can we just do that, Femi?
I'm glad you guys feel that way.
Yeah, it was really an intense one. Both parties. When you talk about battle, that was indeed a robust one. They prepared for it. You give me, I give you back. You give me one, I tell you off your mic, and the rest of it. So it was really nice. And
it wasn't fun, but it was fun. And
I agree with the callers. The head-to-head was crowded, and I was just looking at Femi. Femi was just like, "What kind of problem is this?" Even when they were clapping and clapping, they were still talking. Femi was just like this. He had to just say, "Gentlemen."
When they had 3 minutes more, I wanted to stop them and just give them 1 minute.
I could literally tell.
When it was 2 minutes more, I wanted to stop them and give them 1 minute. But because I didn't stop them at 2 minutes, when it was less than 2 minutes, I decided not to stop them anymore. Because at the point, I really was like, come on, guys.
Even when the clock had stopped, they were still going at each other.
And then we applauded, and they stopped applauding, and they were still going.
But well done to you guys. I'll start off with my decision will be down to
you haven't started, Safina.
I've not started. My decision is gonna be down to the intro and the outro, because the head-to-head I did not hear anything. So now for the opening remarks, I would say well done. Prosper did quite a great job talking about the statistics, and it got my attention when he said his goal conversion rate is equal to that of Salah, when almost that of Salah. Yeah, and I was like, okay, that means this guy they score goal actually, and the rest, even though he misses a lot, and talked about the number of goals and the rest. And it was time for Daniel Dime to tell us to start his own opening remarks. And he talked about, when you talk about upgrade, you talk price, you talk model, you talk flexibility. And for a moment I was like, that's really true, because if I'm changing my phone, for instance, there are certain things I want to see in my new phone that it should be an upgrade to the old one. And I was like, okay, I did not even think towards that aspect. And he went on and broke it down. Well done, Femi, for giving them that one minute to respond to each other's intro. This my guy here, I say, you like that? It's not like that. It's not like. So I enjoyed that response to the intro from both of them. Head to head came, I did not hear anything. We got to the outro, and well done to you for saying that he's missed just 10 matches in 3 seasons through injury. I had to check that, and that is actually correct. That was when I remembered that Sterling is not injury prone. I have never even in my own mind.
You don't remember him being absent due to injury?
I don't. I just see him as somebody that knows how to miss goals. That's how I see Sterling. I don't see him as a player that is considered.
And dance Makosa.
And you understand. So well done. And for you, during the closing argument, you mentioned Phil Foden playing ahead of him as well, and also talked about the position. That was a good one, that you're bringing in a player that has got other players playing in that particular position. So the closing argument, the intro for me was perfect, but I would have to choose someone, and the person I will be tilting towards slightly is Dime.
Dime takes it for Sarafina, and that means the two gentlemen are tied, 20-20. Chidebe, why are you smashing your head on my table?
Set up.
Where do you go from here, Chidebe?
I think you're an Odova. I mean, you guys should have put these guys in the final. They should have been like this so they can just meet. Because when I meet like this, no. Well, that would have been better, because they made the final. Okay. To be honest, Dime and Prosper, you guys were wonderful. I'm not even sure. I like the mastery. For me, it was the mastery of the argument, especially from you, and of course, also from Daniel. Especially during your closing argument, you guys were, I think Safina touched, all the points. You guys really exhausted all the points, and I really thank Femi for giving more time for this phase of the competition, because this is, like I called it, the morning spinning stage of the competition, because when the passion you guys exuded in the head-to-head was as though you guys, the money was in front of you, you guys, because you guys didn't want to stop, and it was like the 1 million was here, and you guys just want to pour it. And I really enjoyed Daniel. He wasn't stopping. It was like a train that wasn't going to stop because he kept going on, and of course the same for Precious. Well,
you just renamed
for
it.
Prosper. I think you guys, said all the point. I can't even think of any other points off my head that was missing. I think you guys really touched, and I was hoping to make a decision in the head-to-head, but I couldn't make a decision because you guys were tied. I was also looking to make a decision in the closing remarks. It was a very close one, and I enjoyed a Prosper saying, talking about Sterling being 27 and having more years to play. I enjoyed you also saying that looking at all, you were really all about the stats, and you talked about him. Yeah, maybe he didn't do well last season, but he's shown over time that he's not a one-season player, so he can always, bring out that performance again, repeat that performance again. I also enjoyed Daniel, talking a lot about Sterling, about Chelsea having similar kind of players, and why would City want to let him go? City only let him go because he's not starting a lot of games, which is true, because he didn't perform so well last season. And talked about Foden. Why didn't they let Foden go? And of course talked about players who are in the Chelsea foot. I don't want to keep re-echoing your point. I'll be. It's a very close one, but I think I liked hearing more, just a little more of Prosper's argument on Sterling not being a one-season wonder. Someone who can repeat those goals. He tried to compare with Frank Lampard's goals for Chelsea and saying, look, this guy brings goals for Chelsea. He scored more goals in the last 2-3 seasons than, individually, Chelsea's front three or front four. So I'll give my vote to Prosper, and that's not taking anything away from Daniel. But I think Prosper edged it a little for me, to say that Sterling can still repeat this performance. He can still get these goals. And comparing the goals shows that this guy has more goals compared to everyone up front that you're bringing. So that means if he has more goals, I think he's an upgrade because he scores more than your forward players.
And that means Prosper goes back into the lead, 40 to Daniel's 20. Chuma, you can even this up, or you can push one of these individuals over the scale. It depends on what you've decided to do with your 20. I'd like to hear you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for this opportunity. I've been waiting for it for the last set of minutes.
Where's my gavel?
And I can. Yeah, Femi, the two.
Who took the mace?
two colleagues of mine have really taken their time to eulogize the contestants because they deserve it. It was amazing. Point Yakpa, as someone was saying pigeon, at the point he felt like they were not going to get exhausted. Because when you said, hey, you have a minute each, and then you have another minute to actually have a rebuttal before getting to 5 minutes of engagement, before having 2 minutes, which is, in the past, what they have is 1 minute, 1 minute, 2, 4 minutes in total. Now they have 9 minutes. I was like, are you sure these guys are not going to be saying, Femi, this is too much time because we'll run out of what to say? But they didn't run out of what to say. And I thought that was very, very impressive from both of you. I've seen Daniel come back from the death, basically to get into this contest for a guy who at the point thought it was over, and then somebody traveled and couldn't come back, and he came in because he lost his battle after having a 50% situation and all that too. He's a very resilient guy and has gotten to the stage of the competition, and you could feel that from his voice when they got into the 5 minute argument. This guy like, oh boy, Prosper, I know you want to prosper in life, but you're not going to intimidate me. I've come out from the lion's den in the past and all that, because the intensity on his voice was at the point I was like, maybe this guy no can lose voice before the 2 minutes wrap up, or so amazing stuff from you guys. Sarafina and Chidi have already taken their time to talk about things that you people picked out, and I'm not going to bore anybody having to go too much with that. What I'm going to say is, when we're done with the intro from both of you, the 1 minute each, I thought that when it came to smoothness, I had rated Prosper 70 to 80%. Of course, the stats were there impressive, spoke about the 12 titles and all of that. And by the time Daniel spoke, so I thought he was very smooth, speaking about that model price, ease of use thing. And so I gave him 80 to 85% of smoothness from my own POV. So after the intro, I went for Daniel. All right. when they went into the back and forth of 1 minute, I was impressed with both of them, the way they found a way to intelligently counter. So I still stuck with Daniel. When they went into the head-to-head and the battles around the head-to-head, it was interesting seeing one person come up with an idea, the other person immediately saying, hey, Daniel is saying Sterling scores 1 out of 5 chances and City create more chances, and then you're having a rebuttal immediately from Prosper, who is telling you, guy, you said this guy hardly plays, but you see he starts to even see better than those who've been playing from the beginning. So that shows you he's even better and all of that. And I thought that the counter argument, amid the so much noise, I still was able to pick some things that made sense from the arguments from the two guys. So after that, I thought that I tilted a bit more towards Prosper, just a bit more, because I loved the way he responded. And I thought that, when he felt like Daniel began to lose his voice, shouting too much, Prosper was shouting too, but his speech was still good enough for radio. So he still started like, okay, I love listening to this thing. But the deciding factor was going to be the wrap-up experience for me, the final 2 minutes that each of them had. And that's why I thought one person killed it. I thought there was a bit more disparity in the finishing from the two guys. And that person, for me, that killed it is a person who played around with more stats. That person actually took his time to pick out a few more stats, did the whole juxtaposing thing of picking out a season by season by season thing, comparing Sterling with guys from the other side to season by season for like 3 seasons. I thought that took so much research to get out, and I expected the other person to give me something similar to that, but the other person didn't. And so for that reason, my vote goes towards Prosper.
So Prosper takes Chuma's vote. The implication of Prosper taking Chuma's vote is that Prosper has won this battle, and Prosper zooms straight into the semi-final. I don't know what to say, but congratulations to you, Prosper. Congratulations are in order. We've not gone to social media. Sarafina is checking social media, but at this point, it doesn't matter what social media does anymore, because you are on 60. That's 60 points. 60-20, is that it?
Yeah.
60-20. Do we have our final results from social media?
Yes, we do have for Twitter. Still waiting for that of Facebook. We do have for Twitter and Facebook. Let's start off with Twitter. On Twitter, the person that won, I can confirm to you now, Femi, is Daniel. Daniel wins Twitter, 54.9% of the vote to Prosper's 45.1% on Twitter. On Facebook,
So Daniel wins Twitter.
yeah, Daniel wins Twitter.
What's again? But what's the breakdown again?
On Twitter, it is 54.9%
54.9%.
to Daniel and 45.1% to Prosper.
Okay.
And it's a split though, because Facebook does not agree with Twitter. Facebook says Prosper has got 58% of the vote and Daniel has got 42% of the vote.
So that means a final total of 70-30. Congratulations once again to you, Prosper. The battle is done.
It's not done.
Well,
This
it's
battle. This one is done.
no, the war is not
The
done.
war is not done.
The war is not done. Well, the battle is
Okay,
done.
the battle is
The war will continue. Congratulations, you go straight into the semi-final. There has been a repositioning of the tournament. The semi-final is now on Friday, and you'd hear before the end of the night. You'd hear before the end of the night who you go up against, and of course, when you have the 2 semi-final battles are on Friday. By the way, so congratulations. How are you feeling?
Well, when the day Daniel battled, and he won Kelechi, Mr. Femi and everybody, the judges, they all put me under pressure. Because you said you meet Prosper.
Good luck.
I wish you the best.
Yeah.
With
Good
that,
luck with that.
in that quest.
Mm-hmm. All the best in your quest.
So it was like you just put the whole pressure on me. I wasn't happy, Mr. Femi. Let me be honest with you. I wasn't happy because I mean you can see what Daniel brought to the table today. So if I had rode on that, he would have just floored me here. So please don't hype me again. I'm not winning the competition. I'm still in the competition. Let me win first before you hype me.
Congratulations. We have hyped you for this battle and you've won it. Again, all the best in the semi-finals, depending on who you meet. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. And as I congratulate Prosper, it's time to look at Daniel. Came Dime. And that is son. I used to be my daddy's boy too. So I know. Danny boy. What's up, man?
Hi Femi. It was a thrilling one. Like I always say.
By the way, this is how you battle. From now on, this is how you battle.
Okay, I'll take that to the bank.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Femi, I always feel the same. If I lose, if I win, my spirit does not change. I don't feel low when I win or when I lose. I don't feel high when I win or when I lose. I just feel the same.
Poker face.
Yes, and no grudge, no sad feelings and all that. So I want to congratulate Prosper for his success on this battle. Yes, he said a lot of things like he was hyped and all that. I think he deserved it. I would have said yes, probably one or two things I did left out, but he came out full gun blazing. And there are things you just probably not get, but it just sets you up for something better. It just gives you another idea. I have gotten a battle, I think the last one, where I had to argue about the female. After that battle, I have never had a perspective from that angle before. So
hold your thoughts.
Okay.
I'll take a quick break and I'll hear you just
More
before
news and
the
information
next.
coming up.
Daniel, who was making quite a point, his experience. I know you would appreciate the opportunity to just wrap up, Daniel.
Of course, Femi. Like I said, I have been battling a lot of people. I got the opportunity after somebody had to fall out of the competition. Like I was saying before, the last battle I had opened my mind to a different perspective from that angle, which I told you on air that I felt differently at the moment. Likewise, this I think it was all for Prosper to lose anyways, because you can't win this without stats anyways. So, but I really congratulate him. I appreciate everybody and what you guys do here. And I'm going to shake the hands of everybody, because if I shake your hands, I'll meet you at the top. So that is, I will shake your hands to say thank you very much for the
Let me
impact.
be the first to offer my hand. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that hand. And for me tonight is gracias. Muchísimas gracias. Adios.
And I let me just add to that for me it's been an awesome ride. And I, to be honest with you, and I say this with I know you are a soft-spoken, gentle guy normally, but I've seen you face the battle and then adapt to the varying battle, to the varying personalities. It didn't always go your way. There were some battles that I felt you were going to be slaughtered, and you managed to excel. There were some battles that I expected you to excel, and it didn't go your way. And then you dusted yourself up and picked yourself up, and you came to fight again. Today, you needed to bring the fight, and you brought the fight. It was beautiful to behold. Again, I don't want to be prejudicial. I don't want to try to preempt the outcome of subsequent battles. But there are some individuals in this battle that we knew will take a lot to stop them. And some of them have already somehow been stopped. Some of them, those people, some of our overwhelming favorites have been stopped. But there are still some overwhelming favorites that are still in this battle. So it's going to continue. It's going to grow from strength to strength of going to the final. But you've given us something beautiful. And because I've known you for some time now, and I've seen you evolve and naturally just grow, I feel like I'm a part of your journey. And for me, it's an extra reason for pride and celebration. And I wish to continue to be a part of your journey. I know you love this line of work alongside every other thing you do. And God willing, before I would live to see you excel at what you enjoy doing. Thank you for the battle. For now, I will say bye-bye to you and say, yes, your battle is done for Fan Battle 3. But your battle in our line of work, I think it's really just beginning. Pleasure, Daniel. All the best, brother.